Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Alright you guys, so before we get into the bullshit of the day, let's talk about a few housekeeping issues. I have put in my comment section a few times, but I know a lot of you guys don't read my comment section. I am putting Roxicology on hold. I apologize to everybody that's written me letters and was waiting on an answer. It's just not gonna happen right now. And you guys know there's other people that do advice columns. I know Bondi, Ashley, even do you guys watch Socialite Sandy? I think it's the Socialite Life. I think that's the name of her channel. I know she does them. So I mean, you know, Sweet Addictions, everybody else does them. Much Love from Kentucky, all of them. So, you know, me dropping out right now, I'm sure you guys will be fine. I'm sorry if you really waiting though. I hate to say I'm gonna do something then don't do it, but you know, sometimes it just life gets in the way. So that is the first thing. The second thing is a lot of people have been making mention of me not answering you guys' comments in my comment sections of whatever video. You guys know that I was always good at you know, responding, and I do try. However, the biggest reason why I don't do it is because they have removed YouTube from my job on the computer. Everybody was on it too much, and I guess it was taking too much. I don't even know how them words go. Bandwidth. That's on the radio. Huh? What is it? Whatever the gigs or the kilobytes or the gigabytes or whatever it is, it was too much. So they took it away. So now I don't have access to YouTube at work, which means that I can't answer comments, which means that I can't upload from work anymore, or any of that stuff. So a lot of stuff has to wait till after 5 o'clock when I get home. You guys know I have a family, so I got to do other things. I just don't really have the time to always answer comments, which actually sucks, because that was one of the things that I knew that I always was going to try to do to keep in contact with my viewers. Now, I am always in my comments. Trust me, I read every single comment that comes through, and I know, you know, who has said what. I still keep track. I still can remember who have said some rude shit. You know, I will still block and delete at will. So, you know, ain't none of that changed. I am going to at least, you know, try to go through on the weekends and respond to people every now and then, but it won't be as frequent as it had been in the past. Okay, and I apologize for that, but y'all, I got to keep my job. I ain't really making that much from YouTube. Got to keep the 9 to 5, you know, and act right so that I can get my check every 2 damn weeks. So that's the other thing. And I guess that's it for housekeeping. Those were the two main things that I wanted to talk about. So let's get to the bullshit. Sleep last night like I normally do, okay, and when I woke up this morning and got on my cell phone, I saw that the Twitterverse was all up in arms. Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, because it looks like your girl Beyonce went and got her hair cut. I was like, now why is everybody so excited and upset, and why is everybody so affected by Beyonce's haircut? Now listen, I get excited about a hairdo too, okay? I'm not gonna lie. If I see something that I really like, I will say, oh my God, that is so pretty, or oh my God, I love it, or I need to have it, or something like that. But for me to be getting into arguments and fights and really defending the fact that this person's hair is really cute, okay, now, no, I'm not fixing to do that. I really want somebody to explain to me the mindset of the person that cusses somebody out over a fucking haircut that's really not even that big of a deal, you guys. Yes, it looks fine on her. She's a pretty woman. So she's one of those people that can probably wear any kind of cut. Do I think the cut is anything spectacular? No, I don't. Okay, it is a short, cute little pixie haircut. To me, it looks kind of dry. I'm not even really sure if it's her hair. It might be a wig or whatever, but it's cute enough. But it ain't really nothing for me to be doing no backflips over, okay? And if it was on any other average person, you guys would not be going on crazy. I mean, Portia Stewart had her hair cut short just a couple of weeks ago. Ain't nobody said shit about it. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together, okay? I know we love Beyonce, but damn, I want... Yeah, y'all Beyonce stands, boy. Y'all love a good fight over your girl. And while we talking about haircuts, let's also talk about Rihanna's pixie haircut. To me, she looks just like Jocelyn. Now, Jocelyn, last season, y'all had a fit over that wig that she had on all last season, okay? Y'all remember how the short little curly one, y'all couldn't stand it. But since it's on Rihanna, now I don't even know, I mean, it couldn't be her own real hair because she had her hair shaved on one side, right? So I don't even think I still think that might be a wig. Girl, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know. But y'all tell me what you think about Rihanna's new little pixie haircut. I mean, at the end of the day, do it really matter anyway? Fuck, they both richer than me, okay? All of them, even if we talking about Jocelyn. So it's just always so interesting how these big stars really affect our lives. Damn, do we not have that much going on in our own life? On a sadder note, you guys, let's talk about Usher and Tameka's oldest baby together. I guess he's not a baby anymore. He's 5 years old. His name is Usher Raymond V, the one that they call Cinco. He had a very tragic accident the other day that almost ended in death. Okay, he was in the custody of Usher. However, Usher was not at home at the time. He was being watched by an aunt. The baby, the first way they reported it was that the baby had a toy that went down to the bottom of the pool and he wanted to get it, so he swam down there and his arm got caught in the drain. Turns out that's not exactly what happened. More so what happened was the little boy fell in the pool, was all the way down at the bottom, and they jumped in. They couldn't get him. He got caught in the drain or caught in the pump or whatever. And after 3 different people tried to get him out, they couldn't get him. And there was some subcontractors that was working in Usher's house putting in some sort of sound system. And those men jumped in and one of them was able to free him. So they gave him CPR and they took him to the hospital and he's in ICU. Now he's going to be fine. However, it was, a really scary accident and really unfortunate for Tameka, who, we all know that she just recently suffered the death of her youngest son with Ryan Glover, Kyle Glover, who died last year around 4th of July time from a boating accident. So jet ski accident. So just real sad, just a sad situation. And what has made this situation even sadder is the fact that now Tameka and Usher are going back to emergency court to try to, kind of get this whole custody battle handled. Tameka always argued that Usher, because of his grueling work schedule, that he is not available to the kids. 85% of the time he's in the care of caregivers, and she kind of feels like he is neglecting the child by putting them in harm's way, or putting them with people that are not necessarily watching the kids like a parent would. Usher, in his defense, he's saying that he has this handled, and of course that was an accident, and accidents do happen, as we do know. So it's really sad that with a child in the hospital that we've got these 2 parents that are fighting over the custody. Now I don't know if Tameka's going to get these kids back. I just kind of feel like I hate that Usher even tried to take the kids in the first place, that it should have just been left as joint custody. I mean, granted, them two's relationship will probably never ever be, right or, amicable or anything like that. But, when you think about your children, yeah, your children deserve to have their parents, both mother and father, in the picture if there is nothing wrong with them. And, Tameka, with everybody who may or may not have a problem with her, she's never been, deemed mentally ill or crazy or she hasn't done anything to harm her kids. I don't even know if this is all going to come back to haunt Usher, if he should have just left well enough when they had joint custody and everything was the way it was. So with all that being said, you guys, I just wanted to say, our prayers go up to the Raymond family, to, Tameka and her family, just everybody, because the main point of this story is that we have a kid that fell into the pool and almost drowned, is in the hospital right now recovering. So prayers go up to both of those families. You guys remember the story, me telling you guys about BScott and how he was very upset that BET removed him as the red carpet correspondent for the BET Awards because they had a problem with the way he was dressed, even though it was BET approved ahead of time. You know, they had pulled him off and was just like, no, you can't dress like that, you need to change your clothes. After BET gave some half-ass apology, and BScott, almost called him Byron, which is a friend of mine, Byron Scott. Okay, let me just... Anyway, BScott did not accept the apology. He felt like it was, you know, just some little political mumbo-jumbo that BET felt like maybe they could put out, and that would, you know, kind of hush him up. But it don't look like it hushed him up. As a matter of fact, it did not hush Mr., Mrs., whatever you want to call it, BScott up. BScott is now in the process of suing BET. He says that they discriminated against him because of his gender and his sexual orientation. He says because of that, his reputation was damaged, and he wants some money for it, you guys. $2.5 million damn dollars. Okay, so yeah, think about that, BET. Do I feel like he is going to win this case? I don't know. I think that I definitely feel like he has a case. All right, they did him really wrong, and but I also feel like they're probably going to settle out of court. And I think that BScott, his reputation wasn't damaged at all. As a matter of fact, I think that this might have helped him. And I also feel like most people, when I hear people talk about that story, most people are on his side. Okay, most people, even people who might have a problem with transgendered male and females, they still can kind of feel like, well, BET, they knew what it was, and then all of a sudden they pulled out. You know, BET just stupid some damn times. Feel like maybe they're going to settle out of court. I think BScott's bigger issue, or more what he wants to do, is just get this whole story out there big enough, make BET sweat over it, you know, get conversation going, and, you know, really just kind of put the spotlight on BET and how they treat transgendered or gay, lesbian, whatever it is that you want to call it, people. Okay, so yeah, $2.5 million. What y'all think about it? You think he got a case there? Looks like Jay-Z and Dame Dash kissed and made up at a birthday party yesterday, and they both, you know, got together, shook hands, looked like they, you know, had a couple of talks, giggles, laughs, kikis, whatever you want to call it. And they might be on some sort of road to recovery of their friendship now. You guys know that Dame Dash and Jay-Z created Rockefeller. And after a series of different things happened, I never really understood the story, but Jay-Z bought out Dame Dash's part of the company, or Dame Dash was kind of forced out. It just never really made sense to me. I guess Dame Dash was having money issues, and there was a whole bunch of things that was kind of coming down on Dame Dash at the same time. I always felt kind of bad for Dame Dash. I felt like he got the shorthand of the stick. I always look at Jay-Z as a very shrewd businessman, to the point where I wouldn't be surprised, not saying that he has, but I wouldn't be surprised if he cut throat to some of his business partners if it was going to advance him. So, but you know, as you get older, and you know, Jay-Z now has so much money, it doesn't even really matter anymore what he went through with Rockefeller and Dame Dash. And I guess everybody's willing to be calling bygones bygones. It was kind of nice to see them taking pictures together and shaking hands and laughing and really genuinely looking like they were happy to see each other. It don't really mean nothing to nobody. I mean, that ain't gonna change no fucking part of my day. But I thought I would just let you guys know that Dame Dash and Jay-Z look like they might be friends again. What is wrong with Terrence Howard? I'm telling you, he is really, something is wrong with him. Mr. Terrence Howard was in Costa Rica on vacation with his ex-wife, his children, and his side of the family. I guess him and the ex-wife are trying to reconcile and figure out what they was gonna do. Now, we got past text messages supposedly, and voicemail recordings of them threatening each other's lives and saying how you might want to look over your shoulder and you must be put down and all this kind of shit. So they already had a real turbulent kind of marital status, you know, ex-husband. Y'all know, they had a problem, okay? okay? Shit was fucked up already, so why was they in Costa Rica together? On a whole nother country some goddamn where, when you can't even get along when you right around the corner from each other in Santa Monica. They got out there. Homegirl says that he was just like, I really want us to get back together, and she finally said, no, this is not gonna work. We're not gonna be back together. And he got upset about it, and they say that he was walking towards a nightstand. It was a couple of knives sitting on the nightstand. Like, why the fuck is there knives sitting on the nightstand? Like, do you just always have knives sitting at the ready just in case you gotta stab a motherfucker? So when he was going for the knives, she said she sprayed and maced him because he was, you know, he was about to kill her. When she sprayed and maced him, he swung around. He said he just swung around like, bitch, what the fuck? And he hit her in the eye. She got a big ass shiner on her damn eye, okay? He got the hell of a right hook. I wouldn't even say that's sort of like a back slap. Now they in court, and she's saying that she is feeling unsafe and needs to get a restraining order, and the judge saw it her way. So now she has a restraining order. He can't come within like 50 yards of her. I don't know. I used to really like Terrence Howard back in the day, his Best Man days, and you know, he always had some little sort of sex appeal, but the nigga is so fucking crazy that you can't even sit and like him for no length of goddamn time, because you know he gonna do something stupid. So yeah, just letting y'all know that Terrence Howard, he beating up women up in Costa Rica. Alright, you guys, here's an interesting story because I am a woman, and I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, or you know, kind of go back and, you know, right some wrongs and some shit that I might have said. Let's talk about the haves and the have-nots. Y'all remember when it first came on and how much I hated it and how much I could not stand Tyler Perry's writing and how I said I wouldn't watch it? Well, I didn't watch it, okay? But I have watched it since. The show is not bad. Now, let me just tell you guys why I feel like I'm going to go back on what I said. I still feel like Tyler Perry is not the best writer. I still feel like that he is not, he doesn't know how to, I feel like his movies are all the same. The shit be so fantastic, and then it comes to this predictable ending all the time. But I must say that the shit that don't work, the formula that doesn't work for movies probably works best for soap operas. And I think that Tyler Perry might have found his niche in the soap opera arena, because soap operas are fantastic. They are always changing. It's always some over the top plot. It's always twists and turns that in the real world it would never kind of work out like this, but that's what makes you want to keep watching the soap opera. Well, I think that that's what he's got with the haves and the have-nots. Okay, so yeah, I'm digging the show a little bit, you guys. I do watch it. I don't know when it comes on. I still don't know what the fuck OWN network channel is on my damn cable, but I watch it on MrWorldPremiere.tv. Somebody on Twitter told me about, whoever you are. Thanks a lot for that, because that channel like saves me. That website saves me all the time. The funny thing is, I like Hannah. Hannah is a little bit too righteous, a little bit too godly, a little bit, you know, has absolutely no flaws other than the fact that she can't really stand her daughter. Candace, I don't really like that character. I feel like she's way too powerful, never ever breaks, and I don't think that that's realistic. You know, she's always kind of thinking on to the next step, and I don't know if I feel like that's, but you know what, it's TV, so it's fine. But I do love the black lawyer lady, surprisingly so, even though she's got her issues with her kid. Now the storyline with the gay the gay boy and Wyatt. Look, why he got to be so gay? I mean, I'm sorry, I know. Yeah, I mean, that might not be the most politically correct way to say it, but why he like that, y'all? I mean, he just gets on your nerves. Like, every time he come on the screen, I want to laugh, because he just a goddamn pussy. But, yeah, y'all, the show, I will say it is worth watching. Just so you can, and now I do laugh, like I laugh at the show. I think that is funny. I don't know if that's really what he's trying to go for, but you know, when I watch it, I do kind of giggle to myself. I've had some touching scenes. It's been certain things that, you know, that have kind of affected me. So I will go on and say that I still don't really like Tyler Perry, y'all. But the haves and the have-not is not as bad as I said it was. Now, his other show is some bullshit. That comedy, they need to take that shit off. But they're not going to, because Tyler Perry, his move to OWN has definitely been a plus for the channel. Because of his ratings for his shows on there, it has the channel is now in the black for sure, and they are making money. They are profiting off of this channel. So it's taken some years, but it's finally happened for Oprah. So good for her. Good for Tyler Perry. Y'all can say what you want down in the comments, okay? They did finally get some little sound bites out of Oprah regarding the whole Paula Deen case. Now, you guys know that Oprah was a big fan of Paula Deen's. Had a next chapter episode with Paula Deen, and you know, they hit it off. Even Oprah spent the night at her house, and they supposedly talked all night, and you know, they was best girlfriends at one time. After all the shit that came down with Paula Deen, they tried to catch up with Oprah Winfrey and you know, kind of get her take on it, because it's so interesting how you guys always want to know people's take. Now, I know that from a fact, you guys, because let me tell you something. Roxanne ain't even as famous as Oprah Winfrey's lowest paid employee. However, you guys will keep asking me the same questions over and over about a certain issue. If you want to know it, y'all gonna keep on asking me. And it always surprises me that people want to know my opinion. I know that I don't sway anybody's opinion. It's just interesting to me that folks even care. And I really do appreciate it, y'all. I love y'all. I'm not gonna give you no hug today because I don't feel like it, but I do love y'all. But yeah, they wanted to know what Oprah Winfrey thought, and she was just like, oh, you know, I'm not even in that. You know, Paula Deen is not the first white person to use the N-word. People wanted to have a little bit more from Oprah than that, okay? No, Oprah, this your girlfriend. Y'all sat up and kikied all night, and you want to know what the hell you think, okay? So Oprah finally had to come out and say something a little bit more. And what Oprah said was, she feels like Paula Deen was kind of made a symbol out of this whole thing, which I agree. Oprah Winfrey said that people use the N-word inappropriately all the time, of all races, which I agree. Oprah Winfrey said, nobody is ever gonna call me nigga to my face. I don't hang out with people that say that word, okay? Which I agree, okay? Unless you got a fucking death wish, why would you say something like that to Oprah Winfrey? Now, with all that being said, have y'all heard about the shit that Raydon Chong said about Miss Oprah Winfrey? I really wish I didn't even bring my phone out here, but I wanted to read to you guys verbatim what she said. But basically what she said, that she called Oprah Winfrey a field nigga, and said that Oprah Winfrey was one of those brown-nosing people who did whatever she had to do, tried to be everybody's friend on the set, all of the white people who mattered, just so that she could advance. I was just like, damn. Called her a field nigga, y'all. And y'all know how pissed off y'all get about field niggas. I don't know what is wrong with Raydon Chong. I mean, fuck. I don't have like an overwhelmingly, I'm not like a stan of Oprah Winfrey. I don't sit and watch her show. I don't even watch the next channel. I don't really watch nothing of Oprah Winfrey. But still, I mean, you just can't. I mean, damn, field nigga though. Anybody that is crazy enough to talk about Oprah Winfrey and call her a field nigga, yeah, they can't expect to get any real work ever again in Hollywood. What y'all think about it? And lastly, we're just gonna talk about R&B Divas LA, and that's it. I did watch episode 5. Yeah, y'all, let's just discuss. Now, this whole thing with the Not Your Mama logs. Kelly Price came to the girls with this Not Your Mama logs, okay? This is her vision. This is what she wanted to do. Everybody was on board when she explained to them the concept and what she wanted, you know, for the production. So that's all fine and good to have the vision and bring it to everybody. However, the problem is that you have to follow up, okay? And you have to, if you have something that you know that there's a time restraint to, then you need to stay in contact with your people. You need to be communicative, and you need to let everybody know exactly what your plan is. Now, I get the fact that Kelly Price is very, very busy, okay? And I don't even know what she doing, because I ain't heard Nam's song on radio. I ain't seen her on Broadway. I ain't seen you know, shit else other than this R&B diva. You know, whatever this Savoy shit she got Kelly Price presents at the Savoy in Inglewood on Thursday nights. But I guess she real busy, and she might be. Okay, no hate there. But even though she knows her schedule, everybody else don't have access to your schedule, so nobody else knows what's going on. So I know for a fact that I hate being a part of something that I don't understand. Like, I need to know. I'm a Capricorn. My shit need to be planned out. I need to know exactly what I'm doing, when it's happening. I need the schedule. I need the times. I need the dates. I need all of that. Okay, so when I don't have all that, that don't gel right for me. Okay, it just doesn't work well. So the fact that she was just like, no, I got it, y'all just don't worry about it. I guess she was kind of feeling like she was gonna let them just show up, or, you know, a couple of weeks before the production was supposed to happen, that, you know, they was gonna get together and get it together. I don't really know what Kelly Price was thinking when they met with the damn director that Shantae Moore had gotten. The guy seemed cool enough. His resume seemed extensive. He seemed to know what he was going to be doing, okay? And even though everybody didn't meet with him, Shantae Moore, Lil Mo, Michelle A, and was that it? It would seem like it was somebody else. But anyway, the majority of the girls seemed to like him. Kelly Price didn't meet him, and neither did Don. I have to say that I felt like Shantae Moore and them was kind of jumping the gun, even though I understand that it was just like, well, we got this shit coming up in a few weeks, and like, we need to get moving, so I'm just gonna kind of jump in here and bring the producer. I understand all of that. However, it still should have been presented a little bit differently. Not, this is who we taking, but it should have probably been, this is who we really, really like. He seems to have a good idea of scope of what we want to do, and now we want you guys to meet him so we can all be on the same page, so we can all make the decision. They had already decided, okay, this is going to be our director. When Kelly came in there, you guys, understandably so, I would have been a little bit put off too. This is what I said I was going to do, and now y'all just telling me that this is the director? No, that really ain't how it's going to be. Now, Kelly's problem, and we might as well just get on to Kelly right now. Kelly's problem is she's like a fucking baby. She's a goddamn dramatic diva, tantrum, you know, having 5-year-old. She's one of those people that, like, you know how when you was a kid and you went to go spend a night over your little friend's house, and your friend is one of those ones that likes to tell everybody what to do, and you know, all your friends usually just fall in line after her, but then you have this other one little friend that's kind of willing to go against what the main one is, the one whose house we spend the night over, and that one is able to kind of sway everybody from over here with the girl's house whose house we spend the night over, and kind of sway everybody over to her side. Okay, so now you got a problem with this one over here. She pissed off. She acting a goddamn fool because all her friends are not listening to what she's saying. Okay, she digs her heels in. She has tantrums. She goes off. She wants to tell everybody. Have you guys ever been in a situation like that? Okay, when it's always two kind of heads, and this is the thing here. Kelly Price, for whatever reason, she seems to think that she's bigger than she is. She seems to believe that because she is Kelly Price and the status that she has, I think she thinks that she's the biggest star on the show, when really, I really believe that Shantae Moore was much more known across the board than Kelly Price. You got Kelly Price and you got Shantae Moore, who are both trying to pull to their sides. Now, granted, Kelly Price is doing it way more ridiculous. Okay, Kelly Price, you know, she's coming in there and she's telling the new director, like, I don't know you, like, I'm not going to do anything with you because I don't know you and I don't trust you, and how can I believe that you're going to tell me, you know, how you going to pull me out and pull these emotions out? And it's just like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, this is a director. Okay, he directs. He doesn't emote for you. You pull out whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, so if you feel like you're getting held up on something, what the fuck you want him to do? Other than what anybody else is going to tell you to do, which is, come on, Kelly, and say it. You can do it. Why is it that you jumping off a ledge? I mean, you want him to catch you? You's a big bitch to be catching. Okay, let me stop with the fat jokes because y'all gonna be mad at me about it. I just don't like the way Kelly Price operates, okay? And she makes it so hard to like her. She is one of those ones that have to be coddled. She wants to be one of those ones that you sit down with and that you really try to make her understand. She wants you to hold her hand. She wants all that. She feels like she deserves some respect just because she's Kelly Price, and not the fact that, bitch, if you want respect, you gotta give respect. You ain't supposed to come up in here talking to me any old fucking kind of way and then think I'ma just be like, oh, okay, because you Kelly Price and because you good friends with Faith Evans, because that's what the fuck the real issue is that she's good friends with Faith Evans and she feel like she can say whatever the fuck she want to say. Yeah, I got a problem with Miss Kelly Price, even though I do understand where she coming from, but the way she does shit is so wrong. So fucking wrong. She just really wore me out when I was just watching it. Just a few minutes ago at my desk. You know, and now Kelly Price is saying that she's been edited wrong and that, you know, they edited to make her look worse, which they probably do. But you know what? You put the material out there. You said the shit. Okay, so obviously the shit happened. It don't matter what direction, what order they put it in, or however they chop it up and shit. You should never act that fucking way to anybody anyway. Then you're gonna bring this fucking boy off the now. You know, I'm sure he was fine with the Broadway and the hood shit with Dream Girls and whatever. I understand that, but you ain't got no fucking NAACP awards, and you haven't been, you know, noticed for all of your credits and shit that you done for the film industry. So what the fuck? Why you bringing him up in here? Y'all gonna sit y'all take both y'all asses somewhere. Go get you some lunch. Yeah, I can't take it. I can't take it. And the fact that Shantae Moore was just really holding on to her tongue and not really saying anything, I was like, what's going on here? Like, because I'd have been like, fuck it. You know what? You take this motherfucking vagina monologues or not your monologues or whatever the fuck it's called and go get the fuck out of my face with it. Because I ain't got time to be sitting up here arguing with no fucking body. I ain't signed on to no shit to be coming up here with y'all half-head shaved ass bitches arguing every fucking day. Do you know I got other shit to do? Like, I'm sitting up here with you with this bullshit. Fuck it. That's exactly what I would have said. But she's not saying that. She's holding her tongue. You can tell that she's going through some trouble trying to hold her tongue. And I'm just like, did the producers tell her, like, you know, come on, try to work through it. Let's not get into no arguments. Let's not say nothing, because you guys, it's really it's painful for me to watch. I could not let Kelly Price sit there and talk to me like that. Absolutely not. When she said, tell me where to get the tickets, it's like, bitch, do you really think that I couldn't sell a ticket? Do you really think that Shantae Moore doesn't have some sort of pull, at least where people know her name, where people wouldn't come? I mean, that shit was so disrespectful. And Shantae Moore could have said so much shit to her at that time, and she didn't say it. So I kind of feel like whoever the wizard is that they was talking about on the Atlanta cast is at work here again, and I don't really like it. So, but the show still is cool. The show is good. Definitely not the best move for Kelly Price. This shit is not gonna look good for her career. When this shit is said and done, she gonna be Nikki Gilbert #2. Mark my words. Oh, that shit got my dander up. I was just like, this bitch Kelly is fucking crazy. Alright, you guys, I gotta get on back to work. So we do this every single week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.